went to Kobin, and when we went to the Mankransu area, the Achansi area, I think it was the third day, we had our intel, and we did we spoke with certain people. By the time we went there, the Chinese, in fact, they were cooking.
The Chinese people?
Yeah, they were cooking, but they left,
in the bush, cooking food?
In the village.
Forest?
In the villages.
In the village, to eat? They live there?
They live there. Johnny, one day I'll carry you along. Only that is a bit dangerous, but I'll carry you.
No, I fear no foe.
Okay. You see, when you go, I mean, because we tried to say, okay, we are going here, oh, let's go. People started giving leads.
Right.
So as we got there, let me look at this last village. Let me mention that one. Kositi Achiase in the Southwest District.
Okay.
We're gonna go to the site because it's a huge, beautiful forest that they are destroying.
Right.
On the road we couldn't because the whole place was muddy, it had rain. By then we found a brand new excavator. Brand new. When I say brand new, in the bush.
In the bush.
Yes. So this is what it tells us, that it means that they are far from stopping the destruction.
New investments have been made, capital injection.
When I say brand, you see the silver metals were shining. You see all the plastic around the seed. They packed it in the bush. So we said, if you can't go, going back to where they live. By the time we got there, they were gone. And they were gone. We broke into the house. It's a house, and they fenced it with roofing sheets.
Right.
They sleep on plywoods. They don't even invest in bed. But they were eating, they were boiling something, they just offered. So everything was hot. They are covered. And they ran into the bush. They ran into the bush. And we took passports, we took phones, we took boxes that we couldn't open with the cameras and the police. I asked them they should pack everything, so they turned everything in. And we also have somebody who also reads, writes, and understands
Mandarin.
The Chinese language very well.
Right.
So they have their book of records and everything. In fact, that group, we even found the document, that's this who invited them into the country and who sent them there. So that is something.
Oh, you found that?
Yes, we did. We have a lot of information. We did. We are
serious. Are you pursuing it, by the way?
You can trust me, Johnny. Mineral Development Fund, we are the voice of these mining communities. Okay. If even some of them support them now, it's just like your child not knowing that something that he or she is taking will harm them. It's dangerous for their health or life. And so you take it and they start crying. Okay? But eventually they will understand. I said that when I was a child, my mom told me, you're a woman. Once I was running, I got a sword. They said, you're a woman. So don't be running around and getting swords. And I thought my mom was not making sense because by the time I grew up, the sword would have gone, cured, healed. Little did I know that sword will leave me a scar. And that scar is on my knee. So I've kept it as a lesson. So for us, there's nothing that we start that will not pursue because it's for the community. And that's the only way that whatever president gives us, and when you go into partnership, it can actually make real meaning or real sense of development and economic empowerment to them. So we decided to lay our own ambush in our own various ways.
Unannounced visits.
Unannounced. And trust me, we are not going to announce anything again to anybody.
Because the first time you did, people snitched on you.
Yes.
Some people ran away.
Yeah, but we caught two Indians.
So now it's unannounced.
Yeah.
But yesterday I saw you in a video. There's a police commander who was not too happy. Or was he happy? Was he praising you? What was he doing in that video?
That police commander, that's a police commander. We went there and we went in a very different style. The Land Cruisers and stuff were not there.
Okay.
So we went, I don't want to divulge that on.
No, don't, actually.
We went in our own different style. We have different sets of style. In fact, as we speak, we leave we in those communities. That's what they do. We live in those communities, and to those minors, we live with you. We are there.
That's Johnny's
You don't
vital.
know.
We live with the people.
Yeah, we live.
But they
That's
don't
what they
know
do.
we live with them.
No, they don't know we live with them. Okay? And so by 5 a.m., we're already there. In fact, Wednesday, we came to work, we didn't go back. Those who were supposed to go with me, we didn't go back home. Nobody, including my bodyguard, nobody knew where we were going.
You came to work on Wednesday?
Yes, and we didn't go back.
You didn't go back to Mr. Kotei?
No, Mr. Kotei, Lieutenant Commander Kotei, he's serving the U.S. Navy now, so he said I should serve Ghana now.
Okay, so you came to work, you didn't go home?
No.
You stayed here on Wednesday?
Yeah, so, and
then by 5:30 a.m., you're knocking on people's doors?
Yeah, and they were told, that we'll be going somewhere that day.
Okay. The people who came to work? Yeah. So they had no chance of telling anybody, and they didn't know where they were going?
Where they were going. They knew we were going somewhere. We heading towards Ashanti region. As to where, no. So we got where we had to get to, wherever we had to change over from our cars to whatever means that took us to these communities we did. But already we had our own advanced team there about 3-4 days there already, and we waited because we know how they were. If you go to the field, these Chinese, they jump in the bush and they run faster than anything.
You see both the bush and fall.
And so we waited. We know how they operate. We studied the rhythm. We studied the, and we have also a coordinator also in the Ashanti region.
Okay.
Yes, but now we've established regional coordinators. We are very, very careful in selecting who becomes a regional coordinator because we are not ready to compromise. President Mahama has made it a point that he is going to make illegal mining unattractive. And we who represent these communities, and we want him to give us more money for development, we want to be attractive to development partners for them to come and partner us. We have to do our work well. So we got there, and we chanced on these guys. In fact, it wasn't like, some of them were bad. The amount of 100 meters that we had to go in the village.
You had to run after them?
Look, wow. You know guinea fowl? No, I confirm that's right. You know how they go?
The factory. Yes.
The Chinese people, So we said, as for today, that we are ice gange. Last time, some of them jump in the bush and they go missing.
Hey.
And so we've got you like this.
They have come to learn how our country looks like.
Yes.
The forest.
Yes.
They jump into the bush.
They jump into the
bush. And the Ghanaians can't find them.
You can't find them. And
wow.
And I said, look, we've not slept. We've not slept. So this one, not lie. So we caught them. Got 7 of them. And I think one or so escaped with a Tacoma. And we went there to do what we had to do. And we went to the site. Of course, there are 2 places. They have a proper filling station in the middle of the forest. And
pardon?
Yes. And at that point...
There's a filling station?
Yes.
In the heart of the forest?
Yes. And
owned by who?
By the Chinese. By the Chinese. But we one name that we don't want to put out now has come up as to who brought them there.
Right.
So that is what we're going to pursue. So where the filling station is, we found 23 excavators parked there. We go in the community before go to River Ofin. So for the forest, they destroy the forest. And River Ofin, they destroy River Ofin. In fact, I say that, look, we as the voice up here of the communities that we serve, I've declared them as terrorists of the environment, environmental terrorists. They're environmental terrorists. And so you don't treat them with kid gloves because I think that nobody handles these guys with kid gloves. Now, we took them to the Ofin. You'll cry.
The River Ofin.
I'm telling you, it's sad, but for me, anytime these things come, it rather engages me to work. They've cut off one community from the other. Because of that, the children in that community cannot cross over to come to school. So now you see, it's not just the environment. Education is also being affected. Right. Okay. they've diverted River Ofin. And where the small chance they're giving to this big river to use, they've cut a log, a round log. It's not something flat. So when you are going on it, you have to
be balancing
very.
Keep your.
And me too. You see where I come from. There's no sea. That's why I married a guy, so that I can learn how to swim. So when you are passing on such a log and you are saying, God help me, don't let me fall in here, because if I fall here, it will be another story.
I'll drown.
I can't swim. So we went with them, and in the village alone, within the community, there were 6 excavators and a dozer. Then we went on site. The whole site is Ofin. They diverted and they are mining in the riverbed. Destroy Ofin completely.
The river Ofin.
The river Ofin.
That we read about in our social studies lessons.
I will take you there. Akomfri is there. Now Akomfri is in the, it's out there, so you can actually set and go there. They destroy Ofin completely. That is a vast area that they destroyed. And you could see all the excavators. In fact, we did a lot of chasing. There was one point that one leg got stuck in one of this mud. When that happened,
You were running after them.
Oh, I was also running. Yeah, but who should do and you should stand? That's why we all went there.
But you are the boss. You are supposed to be issuing marching orders.
In Cuba, as a veterinary doctor, when I was in the university, I was made to go clean in the piggery. And your boss is that laborer. Before you teach somebody to do it yourself. So I can't be on a horse and I can catch a car and restrain it. I was taught to do so. Because if I go on the field, I should be able to do it myself if I can direct
That's somebody. A Cuban training.
Exactly.